These leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
It was cringe. And I don't give a damn how y'all feel about it. That shit was embarrassing as hell. I'm not mad at Megan because Megan was just getting a check. But when did popping your pussy become something for women's rights? Politics. Coochie crumbs for Kamala. Hoes for Harris. Shit is so Yo, I'm laughing to keep from crying because this is some embarrassing shit, y'all. Why are y'all voting for this shit, man? Why are y'all standing for this? Come on now, sisters. What are y'all doing? And you know what's crazy? It's like when I go in people's lives and we ask people why they're supporting her, they never have an answer. It's always identity politics, which is by far the worst.
Trump get up there and disrespect the hell out of those black women.
I think he took it easy on you guys. So, allow me to fill in where he left off. First of all, I don't have much respect for anybody who tries to pretend they're somebody else. And when I say that, I mean how you look. If we stripped all that paint and all that false hair off of you, man, you wouldn't be worth filming. You know it. I know it. And you know what? Trump knew it too. He's seen your kind of dime a dozen. All right. Second, the only person there that didn't deserve what they got was Harris Faulkner. Okay. She's a great human being and a great patriot. You could take a lesson out of that book. And third, most likely, if I had my wish, all of you would be returning. When I say all of you, I mean the 77%. The ones who just love living and stooping and schlepping for the Democrat Party on their plantation. I would turn you all to the textile industries. That's right. That's what you'd be going back to. You'd have the same shacks as your great-grandfathers lived in because you don't deserve much more. And that's just the sad-ass truth. Now, to test my theory, to see if we're all really the brothers and sisters that you say we are, tell you what, in my area, my Compton, or what used to be Compton, is called Moncrief, North Side. That's where that type tends to levitate. Ask yourself this question, anybody in my part of town who doesn't agree as I do, or thinks that I'm just overshooting my station in life. When you made it and when you became successful, why didn't you move to Moncrief? Why'd you move to my part of town? Probably the same reason I did. You don't like them mother any more than I do. And all that work was to get the f away from them. Now, brother that.
So many missed opportunities when it comes to black people doing the ask from politicians. And we sit back and wonder why we don't got nothing because we don't ask. So how does the National Association of Black Journalists invite Kamala Harris and invite Trump to a pretty much town hall roundtable type discussion? Kamala does not show, doesn't even reply yes. Trump replies yes, he shows up. And instead of the committee taking the time to ask questions to Trump about what his policies are for Black America, what he plans on doing this time around for Black America, and giving him the opportunity to speak his piece, they attacked him. This is exactly what I'm talking about. How was that beneficial? Instead of sitting back saying, hey, last time in 2020, you had something called the Platinum Plan. What is your goal this time? Nope. It started late and then spent 30 minutes trying to get him roused up for clickbait instead of allowing it to be a situation where he can come in and explain his policies and what he thinks he's going to do for the black community to earn the black vote. Another failed, missed opportunity. But yet, you sit around praising these people for what? Doing us an injustice.
Exactly. I wanted to start off this because I'm talking about Megan Thee Stallion. If you saw that first clip, that gentleman talking back in the gray area when they were just had black and white TV, that was Malcolm X. And Malcolm X, as he was talking, specifically said, the clowning we are seeing in the Democrats is specifically designed to keep black people where they are. And it's controlled by the white masters that the black or Asian or Indian, whatever you want to call her, listen to. Make them happy, keep them dancing, have them do what you want. Don't let them get off the plantation and everything will be fine. It's absurd. There's another term for that as well. You guys can probably Google this and look it up yourself. It's called bread and circuses. Go ahead and Google that. Get some information. Understand what bread and circuses is, or are, whatever you want to call it, and understand what they're doing to black people with Kamala Harris. I feel like I should be playing that gif from Gladiator. Are you not entertained? Because that's what they're doing. When you see a basketball player who's making millions, or a football player who's making millions, and you see some of these people, entertainers, Taylor Swift, George Clooney, as I said in my video the other day, none of them privately agree with Democrat principles. None of them. I can say that with pure confidence. How do I know this? Because I see where they live. I understand they live in gated communities. Some of them have guards. Some of them have armed guards. You know, the people who don't want you to have a gun, but they're surrounded by people with guns. And they live in these detached areas, the Hamptons, places where they don't want the riffraff coming around. And then every time they have one of these conventions, what do? They fly on their private jets over to wherever they're going to go, and they have their little soiree, and they eat their meat, and they do everything that they tell you they're against. And then, of course, I had also mentioned taxes, and how these people use every tax shelter in the book to make sure their money is secure. It's an entire shell game, and it's most aggressively played on black people and Hispanic people because they use their own people to go against them. It's mind-boggling. I want to show you something. I saw this chart today, and it says so much. I want you guys to take a look at this. Ready for this? This is the median household income in the United States by ethnic group. At the very top of this list are Indian Americans at 100,000 plus median. That's the average. Well, actually, it's not actually average. It's about the average for Indian households in America, 100,000. Next is Filipinos at 83,000 per year. Below that, Taiwanese, people from Taiwan, 82,000 per year. I'm not going to go through the whole list. You can basically take a look at it yourself, but what I'd like to do is bring your attention to the red arrow. You see, that red arrow points to the two poorest ethnic groups in America. The Hispanics that make $43,000 per year, and the blacks, the household, not just one person, the household makes $35,000 a year. Just go ahead and stare at that for a second. 35,000. So when Donald Trump in 2020 said, "What do you have to lose?" he knew that number. His opponent knew that number. And the answer is nothing. Black people, you're in last place. You don't get the silver, the bronze. You get butt kiss. You don't even get the steak knives. Just do what we tell you to do. Dance and twerk and enjoy life for another 4 years of being stiffed, of being at the bottom of the barrel. What is it going to take for people to understand, I can't do this stuff anymore? I can't just keep saying that the orange man is bad or he's racist and everything else, because the more I say that, the more I stay at the bottom of the barrel. Not even midway. I mean, go through, most of these people are immigrants. Indians, Filipinos, Taiwanese, Sri Lankan, Japanese, Malaysian, Chinese, Pakistani. Whites are in the middle at 59. Tell me why you're okay with all these people coming into your country that Kamala and Dementia Joe have been bringing in, knowing they indeed are going to supplant you on the totem pole. They're going to come in and do well. You're going to eat crap. And you're going to depend on government cheese. And you're going to go for the same old stuff every time. Where are Mexicans out here? I guess they just lump Mexicans in with Hispanic. In any event, bottom of the barrel. The two demographics in this country who they pander to the most are at the bottom of the friggin' barrel. And then you get Megan Thee Stallion out there shaking and doing what she needs to do. And it's like, oh my God, this is great. Kamala Harris. And then over the last 2 days, we've had people turning into Olga Corbett or Simone Biles, contorting themselves, trying to convince you, hey, she's like us. You have to understand, Kamala is actually black. You guys don't realize it. No, she's not from the top of the list. Oh, she's not. No, she's not up there. No, she's down here with you people. She's one of us. That's why it's so important to point out that she's not black. Because if you point out that she's Indian American, she goes from being amongst the people in the hood to looking down at the people in the hood. So right now they're contorting themselves and doing everything they possibly can to convince people, hey, she's not like that, she's like you. But notice who the people are that are trying to do the convincing. Notice who they are. It's the Megan Thee Stallions. It's Steph Curry. It's Mark Cuban. It's Taylor Swift. It's LeBron James. I can just continue. John Legend. I can continue going on and on. What do they have in common that you don't? They're not like you. There's something wrong. If you guys were all standing in a room, and I'm like, oh, there's Taylor Swift, Mark Cuban, Steve Kerr, Steph Curry, LeBron James. Who's that dude? Oh, that's some poor black dude we just let come in the room. Let him think he's like us, like we care about him. But keep an eye on him because I don't want him like trying to steal anything, okay? You're not like the others in this picture, even though they're trying to get you to think that you're like the others in this picture. I saw a video today, which I'm going to probably talk about tomorrow, is Stephen A. Smith. He's back at it again, doing his full minstrel dance about, you got to support Kamala Harris, Roland Martin, CNN, CBS, ABC. But I'm showing you videos of actual people. And all the people I just showed you have nothing common with any of those celebrities other than the melanin in their skin. That's it. None of the people I showed you make $12 million a year like Stephen A. Smith. God forbid, none of them at all have the money LeBron James has, close to $1 billion. None of them. But those are the people that they want to have you, keep you in check. Because they know more, because they've got lots of money. That's the royal scam. And so, Barry, why do you keep talking about black voters and even Hispanic voters? I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is nobody wants to talk to these people except Donald Trump. People are like, Barry, what are you talking about? Everybody. No. It's the difference between talking to somebody and talking at somebody. When Donald Trump did that interview, whatever it was, with the National Association of Black Journalists, that woman wasn't prepared to talk to him. She was there to shut him down. You're not allowed to talk here. This is a black space with rich black people. Because I'm telling you, I don't know who she is, Rachel Scott, but I'm sure she's making good bank. I'm pretty sure Harris Faulkner makes good bank. I'm pretty sure April Ryan and on and on and on all make good money. Which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But the barrier you're putting up with everyday black people, like the people I just showed you, is what they're trying to protect. They are protecting that black wall like it's Fort Knox, because it is to the Democrats. And it's also, just so you know, as that last gentleman said, that's your opportunity. You see, when nobody's talking to the girl in the corner, that's an opportunity to walk over and say, I don't know, you want to dance? And you never know. She may say, yeah, I want to dance. She may tell you, get lost. But if nobody's talking to her, she's standing in the corner, and you walk over and said, hi, how are you doing this evening? Would you mind? I'd like to dance with you. That's what I believe many white people are missing. That's what I believe many black people are missing. Nobody is talking to these people. Everybody's ignoring them, talking at them. Do this. Get out there and shake your butt. Understand, I brought you this concert with Megan Thee Stallion and it was free. Now vote for me. But Kamala, you haven't told me anything about that. You haven't spoke to this whatsoever. I'm broke. My family's broke. The reason why I couldn't buy my own ticket to see Megan Thee Stallion is because I'm at the bottom of the friggin' barrel. How about this? Hey Kamala, how about you show me how you're going to get me off the bottom rung that will enable me to buy my own friggin' tickets? Nobody wants to talk to the black people like that. That's your opportunity. And I'm challenging everybody watching this right now to begin talking to, not at, talking to black and Hispanic people that you may see at work, that may be hanging out with your family, that may be cutting your grass, that may be cleaning your pool. Talk to them. Nobody else is. When I find these videos of people talking and I'm like, funny, they're not at a rally. Funny, they're not, out there crazy. They've got sense. Nobody is talking to them except Donald Trump, who said to them, what do you got to lose? I'm sorry. It's an easy question. Can you answer that? Oh, I know you don't like me. Still, the fact is you don't like me, but I understand you're at the bottom of the friggin' barrel. I'm saying, can I help you? Yeah, I can help you. I can make your groceries cheaper. I can make your gas cheaper. I can make your rent cheaper. I can make you safer. I can make sure that 11 million people aren't going to cross the border. I'm going to talk to you about the things that flippin' matter. Who else is doing that? No one. So that's your opportunity. Those of us who are Christian have no problem. I think many of us have no problem talking to people about our Lord. Hey, listen, Jesus can save you. Oh, really? How can he do that? Well, here's how. And by the way, all you have to do is say this quick prayer. And we all know the prayer. But do you know the prayer for changing these black and Hispanic voters who are lost? Do you know that prayer? Well, I'm going to tell you what the prayer is. Hey, listen, I know you probably don't like Trump. Yeah, I know he's done all this crazy stuff, but I think he can help your life and your family's life. So if you just took 1 second and said, wait a minute, just listen to this man. There's a rally that's going to be on tonight. He's going to talk about things that can help you. Just forget the caricature. Forget that everyone tells you he's a monster. There's no monsters under the bed here. This man wants to help you. I know he can help you because he's already done it. What has Kamala done? No, it can't be answered. She won't even talk to the press unless she's got a note card in front of her. Everybody is being scammed and they don't understand. I personally am appalled and I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed when I see people at the bottom of the list here who have basically no hope. You're looking at a ladder where the black and Hispanic people are almost 3x lower than the next a top ethnic group. You would need to have 3 people in your house making 35 grand to match one household in the Indian American. Why is that? What is it that the Indian Americans, the Filipino and Taiwanese have that your family doesn't have? I'll let you dwell on that if you're black and you're watching this and you're wondering, this guy Barry's crazy. Simple questions. What do you think Indian American, Filipinos, and Taiwanese have in their family that you don't have in your family? That's the kind of thing you want to get people thinking about, going, well, what do you mean? Well, there's a reason why they're making $100,000 a year and you're making 35. What could be the reason? How can it be 2024 and you guys are on the bottom of the barrel? How can that be? Tell me. There has to be a reason. And you can't say, racism. Why? They're not white. Oh, okay, I can't use that one. They had a privilege. There is a very defined reason why. And you're not hitting on it. You don't even know what it is. And one of my biggest problems with all of this is, believe it or not, there's a lot of Republicans who don't get it either. It pisses me off when I see how badly people are missing it. Let me show you a couple tweets. Those of you guys who know Jenna Ellis, who went through the whole thing with Trump and she turned on Trump and whatever, and you know Tommy Lahren, she's always on Fox. I saw this today. And it says, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but making Kamala a martyr for her race and gender is going to really backfire on the Trump campaign. It's such an unforced error. And then Jenna Ellis said this one, 2016 Trump is long gone. He's now MAGA. And she was responding to something that Mike Cernovich said. He goes, in 2016, Trump won a narrow victory by staying on the offensive. Attacks were met with counterstrikes, no explaining stuff, and he should as heck would not have cried over the Project 2025 attacks. He's playing defense. He's losing. These are, and I know I have interacted with Mike Cernovich, and I don't have any problems with him. But these are probably people who have no interaction with black voters. None. None whatsoever. Can't speak to what these people are going through. They're looking at politics in a game, a map that doesn't exist anymore. The opportunity right now for conservatives / Republicans, whatever you want to call yourself, MAGA, is to speak to the people who are easiest to convert. And I don't mean easiest because meaning that, we're going to run a scam on them. You're telling him the truth. Trump tried to. He began to. Hey, what do you have to lose? Maybe that was too much of a general statement. Maybe he should have said, you know what? What would you like? How would you like it if you went from being the bottom of the barrel to, above the Bangladeshi Americans? I can help you climb out of that gutter, because all these other people, if you think about it, as you look at this list, all these other people are people who aren't from here, except for the whites. They all came here and said, hey, we can make this work. We're going to make some money here. Our lives are going to be fantastic here, because you can do pretty much anything you want. Why don't black people know that? Why don't black people understand in America, the only thing keeping you down is you, not the white man? I'm sorry, it's easy to say, but it's not the white man. It's you. And I understand why you may be shocked at that, is because people don't show you how to get further in life. They don't want you to get further in life. If people wanted you to be further in life, you wouldn't be dead last. There's been many Democrat presidents. There's been many Republican presidents. And the only thing that stays constant is the deplorable economy for black and Hispanic people. Why is that? Why? Think about it. LeBron James made $1 billion. Steph Curry making millions. Tua Tagovailoa came here. He lived in Hawaii. He just got a $50 million contract. Tristan Wirfs, another football player, just got like $30 million a year. Why you got nothing? Why are you sitting on the street hanging out by the barber shop? What's going on? Why are you spending all this money on braids? I mean, I loathe Joy Reid, but I'm like, that's a smart woman. She said, you know what, I can't deal with this. I keep spending all my money on my hair, and it ain't working. Let me just go with that's all I got. And she took off the braids and the wigs and everything else, and like, that's what I am. That's probably the best decision she's ever made in her life. Some of those wigs can cost $400, $500, $600 if you want to get the dreads and the fake extensions and all this stuff. Why you think the Taiwanese and the Indians and the Filipinos are spending their money on that? Oh, I got to get these new Air Jordans, man. These things are about $350, $400. I got to find a way. You think the Indians, Filipinos, and Taiwanese are worried about that? Why is nobody talking to them? Why is nobody giving them fiscal responsibility and how to make your life better? Oh, we're going to be able to smoke pot. We're going to get proposition, whatever. Proposition get high. Okay, how's that help you? How's that help you? Some more of these tweets. These tweets just piss me off because these are from Republicans. This is Cernovich again. The media got Obama elected and he had way more baggage than Kamala. People forget 2016. Hillary Clinton was simultaneously unpopular and cocky. She barely lost. And this was before y'all blamed voting machines. Harris absolutely can win easily. Sure, she can win easily. What are you doing about it? Who are you talking to? You're on Twitter. Haven't seen any of your videos talking to black people. I haven't seen you doing any outreach in the community like Scott Pressler. What are you doing to educate the voters who are most ripe for the picking? I can tell you right now, and I'm just going to keep referring to this chart. Everybody I know who is, if I knew them, who would be at that level of income for a household is looking for opportunity. They're looking for someone to say, what do I need to do, man? You ain't hearing it from Kamala. Nope. But you guys want Trump to be like, this great conservative. You don't understand. He went into the belly of the beast yesterday and he stirred up all kinds of stuff. And what that has done is made people, whoa. Yeah, I know there's some people pissed off, but yeah, man, this dude held his own. He's like, I'm not taking your crap. Yeah, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna go there. You know why? Because I'm tired of it. I want people in the Black Hispanic community to do the exact same thing. Step up and go, I'm tired of this crap. I am tired of being lied to. I am tired of you shoving Megan Thee Stallion down my throat. I want you to show me how you're going to make my life better. And when I say that, I don't need a handout. I want you to show me what I need to do and what you're going to allow me to do to make my life better. Don't tell me you're going to write me a bigger check. Don't tell me you're going to give me this or give me that. Tell me how I can do something on my own as a man, as an adult woman, to make my life better. Anybody besides Trump saying that? Nope. Nope. Michael Savage is a big radio host, and, he said this: if Trump doesn't stick to attacking Harris on policies and keeps up his juvenile personal attacks, she wins. Dude, you're speaking like a true white boy. You're speaking like a true white boy who doesn't understand, hey man, there's a time when you roll up the sleeves and you turn and put the hat on backwards and you step and go, it's on. It's on. I haven't put my hat on backwards in a long time because I haven't had to get it on. At this point, I'm asking conservatives and Republicans and men and women of God to roll your sleeves up, turn your hat on backwards and go, it's time. It's time to get down in the dirt. It's time to show these people you're not going to take it anymore. This isn't highfalutin politics. This is gang warfare. That scare you? It should. There's no tomorrow. I mean, I hope you understand that when these people are putting these tweets out and they're saying, oh, don't do this stuff. They're bullshit. Excuse me. She wins. It's over. So if your life truly depends on it, you know how people say, oh, you need to vote like your life depends on it, because it really does. No. Before you vote, you got to fight. Vote is just the end, where they're keeping score. Hopefully they're doing that correctly. But before you get to vote, you got to be ready to go, okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's talk to people with the message they want to hear. What have you got to lose? Here's what we can do. Would you like to have better gas prices? Would you like to see more HBCU funding? Would you like to see more opportunity zones? Everything Trump said. But the Republicans don't talk about that crap. They come out with these fancy slogans and point at people. And I'm like, this is the only dude who's putting his hat on backwards. He just got shot. And I'm like, are you people not ready to go to war yet? Because the war is happening. The war is here. I don't know how many of y'all saw a 40-year-old virgin, but there was a black guy in that movie that said, hey, here now. I'm here now. If you saw that movie, you know exactly the word he said. And that's when you have to realize, I'm here. I am ready to fight. I ain't taking no more of this crap. Done with it. By the way, I don't know if you also saw this today, but gold spiked at its highest priced ever. $2,500 an ounce. What does that mean? Yeah, something's about to happen. People around the world are seeing war about to happen. Iran has said, yeah, we're going to light up Israel. And Hezbollah's throwing missiles, and Israel's going to retaliate in the way that they do. And we're sending warships over there. I'm telling you right now, I'm partnering with a gold company. Get in. Get prepped. Do what you got to do. You know that inflation is still on the rise all across America, and our dollar is being devalued more and more every single day by the Federal Reserve and their massive money printing schemes. So you have to ask yourself, are my investments really safe? I doubt it. Listen to this. Government debt is growing at the rate of $1 trillion every 100 days. Since 2020, every dollar in your wallet has lost 24% of its purchasing power. And in just the last 18 months, What you need to survive as a family, your groceries, your necessities, have gone up by $11,000 per family. These are unsustainable and outrageous numbers. That's why I'm recommending that you call my friends at Lear Capital. They'll show you how easy it is to move some of your assets into gold and silver. You know, assets that are growing in value instead of keeping them in a dollar, which is declining in value. And as we approach the election and with all the volatility in the world, now is the time to take some action. Call Lear today at 800-601-5430 or go to learberry.com. When you go to Lear, you'll be able to download a de-dollarization guide. It will show you specifically how your dollar is deflating every single year. There's no obligation, it's just free information. You'll learn how to protect your hard-earned money with gold and silver. Just so you know, Lear has over 27 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, $3 billion in trusted transactions, and is the only company with a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. Call Lear at 800-601-5430 or go to learberry.com. And when you give them a call, ask how you can get $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase. All right, I'm back. So I'm looking at the comments and I get this. I see this comment by Shirley. Shirley Cox says, I'm getting worried Kamala is coming on too fast. And I don't want to embarrass Shirley because I love all you who tune into my videos, but I'm going to use Shirley and her comment as an example here. So Shirley, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. If you're still here, please feel free to comment. Let everybody see your answer to this. I'm getting worried. Okay, two things I'm going to say about that. Are you a Christian? Because if you're a Christian, there's no reason to worry. God's got this. We all believe that. Worrying and anxiety aren't things that we're supposed to feel. Of course, we're all human. I understand that. But if you're worried, you probably pray about what's going on. So my next question is, what are you going to do about it? Because I can put you in a position of worry. Let's go ahead and do some, visualization. You're home at night. Your husband, your kids, nobody's home. You're there by yourself. And you start hearing somebody jiggling the door. And then you hear the glass break at your back door. I bet you're really friggin' worried. The question at that point is, are you going to stay worried? Or are you going to do something? Because I'll tell you what we would do. And if I was gone and my wife was here, she would know what to do. Okay, in this order, she would dial 911 because every one of us has a cell phone that's never more than 20 inches away from us. It's right here. And you call 911 and you tell the police somebody just broke into my house. The next thing you do is you find wherever that thing is in your house and you make sure it's loaded and you get ready. You get ready to do battle. That metaphor right there is the same in politics. You just said, I'm getting worried. A lot of people worry. The difference is, what are you going to do about it after you worry? Are you just going to sit there? You're going to just let it happen? Because that's what I feel like a lot of conservatives are doing right now. Oh boy, I'm worried. This looks like it could be, or might be. Oh, we might not win. Okay, well, if you feel that way, you got plenty of time to make sure that doesn't happen. Are you registered as a poll worker? Are you talking to people at work, around the hairdresser, wherever you go? When you go to buy groceries, do you look at the person bagging your groceries and go, man, what are people doing about this? This is so hard to do. Have you been talking to people that, when you cash them out? Yeah. And you get into a conversation. You go to a restaurant and you know the person serving you is working for tips. Are you writing on the check? No tax on tips. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's your opportunity to say something. There's no sense to worry. There's no problem with worrying if you do something about it. Too many people say, I'm worried. Okay. You can either stay worried or you can take some action. And I would say to you right now, pretend as though somebody's kicking in your back door. What's your plan? Wife and I have a plan. Hey, listen, if this happens, do this, and until somebody comes. We live here in South Florida. We're approaching peak time for hurricane season. I'm worried there might be a hurricane. Okay, what do you need to do? What are you going to do to make sure that we're prepared in case there's a hurricane? You just can't sit here and go, oh man, might be some big wind and rain and power might go out. I'm really worried. No. Don't want it to happen, but get your shit ready just in case it does. The second part of your comment here. Kamala is coming on too fast. Says who? I'll ask all of you that if you feel that way. She's coming on too fast. Like Mike Cernovich said, oh, she can win easily. Says who? Who's saying it? Who's telling you that she's coming on too fast? What are you seeing that lets you think she's coming on too fast? You see, tomorrow I'm doing a show on polling and the ridiculousness of polling and what to look for. So when you see a number, you can go, okay, she's up by 4. Let me see what's going on. But before I get to tomorrow, which is its own show, let me just ask you a question. If you're like me, maybe you're different, maybe any of you could begin answering this question, because I myself, not only have I never been polled, not only has my wife never been polled, she and I spent the day talking to people. Nobody we know has ever been polled. None. Zippo. I'm up in age. She's up there in age. She's younger than me. Never. Not in my lifetime. So my question to each of you watching right now, let's see in the polls. Let's see in the chat. How many of you have ever been polled for a presidential election? Please go ahead and put it in the chat and let me know if you've ever been polled. And I bet you're going to see most of the answers are going to be nope, haven't seen. So who's getting polled? Now, here's an easy other way for you to see how bad things are. And I'm going to take Shirley's comment down because I don't want to think I'm picking on her. This is even more important. So each one of you right now who are talking about never have been polled, you're obviously on a computer. You may be on an iPad. You may be on a cell phone. You may be on a cell phone that you have tied to AT&T, Verizon, or something. You're probably on a internet connection in your house or in your car. I'm not in your car, but on your cell phone. Which means you have the wherewithal and the extra money to have the bandwidth to watch a streaming live video on YouTube. So if you have all that, you have a cell phone, an iPad, an Amazon tablet, you have a computer, a laptop with an internet connection that is strong enough to get live streaming. You got all that, right? You got all that. Everything I just said. If you make $35,000 a year, do you have all that? Think about that. If you make 35 grand a year, do you have all that? Barry, what's your point? If we have all the comfort and creatures of luxury here, because they're not necessities, everything we have, maybe your cell phone's a necessity. And it's funny, as I say that, I've got one, I've got 2 of them sitting right here. So I've got more than one that I use for different things. What about that person in a hood who's just getting by? You think these pollsters are calling these people? How are they getting their numbers? Because many of these people use burners. Think to yourself. How are they talking to these people? If you have so many seldom people in this chat, as I'm seeing, one guy said I was polled in 1988. If it's that seldom, which if you took the numbers of all this stuff together and said, there's probably less than 1% of the people who responded have been polled, how in the hell are they polling $35,000 households of black people? You ever thought that? Have you thought that? Wow, they make 35 grand a year. How are they getting polled? How are they getting the numbers? Some people say it's an online poll. How are they getting online? You're assuming everybody has an internet connection and they're logging on to Twitter or someplace and doing it. How do you know that? The answer to that question is they're not. So when you say Kamala is pulling ahead and things are happening, it's because somebody's telling you that. Somebody is saying she's pulling ahead. That's what they're designed to do. I knew it was coming. I told you in a video, and about 2 or 3 days after she was announced, I'm like, she's going to be on top of the polls. She had to be. There was no choice. She was designed to be top of the polls. But if that's the case, if she's supposed to be so far ahead, then tell me what this woman is talking about.
Happy Freedom, Patriots. It's Rich Love America. Trump decided to spend his afternoon at the National Association for Black Journalism today, aka the Lion's Den. At a time when black men are leaving the Democrat Party in droves, this is the best journalism that you black women had to offer, embodying what people assume black women are. Combative, aggressive, accusatory. That was not a debate. That was supposed to be an interview. You were talking to the former and future president of the United States of America. He didn't even have to show up. He could have been like, no, Kamala's not going to be there. It's not worth my time. I'm not going to go. But not only did he go, he waited 30 minutes. How long did y'all know that this event was going to happen?
I'm going to show you some people from, some black people and tell you what they're thinking. And there are literally, the internet's littered with people talking like this.
And y'all don't have your stuff together? Was y'all on colored people time? Unprofessional hoes. Hoes for Harris. He thought enough of his voters to still go to this event. Trump showed up like, what you got for me? I'm ready.
Before I start this interview, I'm going to ask y'all to, forgive my language in advance. Because I'm going to say some stuff on here that I don't use to sell my videos. So those of y'all who have sensitive ears, keep swiping. Let this be one of my videos that you swipe on by. Because, listen, playtime is over and the gloves are off. Now, listen, first I want to say thank you to my Chi-Town sister who, let me know that Trump was going to be in Chicago during the interview. Now, let me say this. This was the most disrespectful interview I think I've ever seen. First of all, Trump knew when he went to this interview that he was going in the lion's den. Kudos, Trump, to you going to this, because this was some straight up bull. This girl was so disrespectful, it's ridiculous. The whole panel was disrespectful, but it was so disrespectful, it was ridiculous. First of all, Kamala Harris didn't even show up. Kamala Harris didn't even show up because she don't feel like she needs to show up because she already knows she got the black votes lined up in Chicago and she don't have no respect for the black people. And let's not forget, she chicken shit. She complete chicken shit because she been saying she wanted to debate Trump, and this would have been the best time for her to be on stage with Trump and say whatever she wanted to say to him. But of course she didn't even show up. The doggone interviewers, they were 35 minutes late because they had no respect for Trump either. But Trump, kudos to you for going into this bull crap. Now,
obviously, this woman ain't talking from no script. There's no teleprompter. You can tell she's not a fake plant because she's just motoring. She's just going. And when you see someone talking like this, it's passion. They actually mean what they have to say.
This interview didn't even start the interview off by saying hello, President Trump, or hello, former President Trump, or hello, Trump. She didn't even speak to him. She just went straight into the text. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't like Kamala Harris at all. Period. Y'all know I don't like Kamala Harris. But she is the VP of the United States of America. And if I had a conversation with her, if I had an interview with her, the first thing I would do before I even started any question would say, hello, VP Harris, how you doing?
Respect. Pay the homage. You have a title. I have to make sure that, I understand that you have a title. Hello, Miss Vice President. All right, glad you have a safe trip. You're here. Let's talk. They didn't even try to do that with Trump. They tried to basically do another assassination attempt with an interview.
That's the least respect you can give to anybody. But these disrespectful tricks, they have any respect for Trump. All they did was come out with attacks from the beginning. From the beginning, that's all they came out with. Now, this dumbass trick gonna have the nerve to say to Trump, you know, tell me why should black people support you? You know, with your rhetoric and all this and all that, and why should black people support you? You lied about Obama, you lied about Nikki Haley, and that, let me tell y'all something. That's what a lot of the black community mad at Trump about. Because
bingo. They are mad because God, little g, their God, Obama, Trump went after him. But now that's been a while, so a lot of people are realizing, yeah, maybe I could look at what's going on here.
Trump questioned Obama citizenship in the United States of America, and you know you cannot question King Obama because black folks will have a fit. That's what a lot of them are saying with Trump about. Because you can't question their God. And a lot of black people, their God is Obama. Y'all get mad at me all y'all want. It is what it is. I said what I said, and I meant what the I said. Yep, I said it. But let me tell y'all this right here. So she comes at Trump with all this old bullcrap. So, of course, Trump said, well, you know, I've done a lot of stuff for the black community. You know, he said the same thing he always said. You know, I've done more for the black community than anybody except for Abraham Lincoln. Then this dumb, supposed to be educated ass trick had the audacity to say with her brainwashed, brain-dead, simple-minded ass. So you telling me you done more for the black community than Lyndon B. Johnson, who passed the Voting Rights Act? This has got to be the dumbest I ever heard in my life, and I've heard a lot of...
By the way, this took a lot of work because I had to like sanitize it because this woman was going off. I had to make sure I pulled out all the really bad swear words.
But she's supposed to be so educated. First of all, let me tell y'all something, because I'm tired of blacks acting like Democrats, and Lyndon B. Johnson did so much for the black community. Lyndon B. Johnson didn't have a choice but to sign off on the Voting Rights Act because Republicans passed it. He was the president of the United States of America, and he didn't have a choice but to sign off on it. It's not like Lyndon B. Johnson and the Democrat Party did a damn thing for blacks out of the kindness of their heart. They did it because they didn't have a choice because Republicans passed it. And I'm so sick of these them dumbass black folks acting like Democrats loved us. They ain't never cared nothing about us, and they still don't. But y'all keep falling for this damn trap they keep putting out there, thinking they care so much about you. And yep, I said what I said, and I meant what I said. But then, you know, shit goes on to ask, you know, so you call, you know, Republicans and y'all said Kamala Harris is a DEI hire. Do you think she's a DEI hire? Yeah, she's a DEI hire. She's a DEI hire. She was hired because she was a woman and because she was a woman of color. And she started calling herself black. Then this interviewer gonna tell me so, well, she always called herself black. You tell lie because Kamala Harris called herself whatever she need to call herself to get whatever vote she need to get. I'm waiting on her to say that she's a trans woman because now she's trying to get votes from the trans community. Kamala Harris has been an energy woman when she was running up there in California. She became a black woman when she was running for VP and she needed the black vote. And like I said, I'm waiting on her to say she's a trans woman because now she's trying to get votes from the trans community. So don't sit up here and act like Kamala Harris don't switch with the wind because she kept. This was the worst interview ever. And Trump, I give kudos to you for even going into this bullshit because I wouldn't have went nowhere near it. I wouldn't have went nowhere near it, period. But let me tell y'all something.
Oh, you're not done?
If y'all sitting up here thinking just because the person is black or just because the person is a woman that they got to jump in line with the Democratic Party or they got to vote for Kamala Harris, kiss the crack of my ass because I am a black woman and I'm not voting for either. I'm not voting for Kamala Harris and I'm not voting for the Democratic Party, and it is what the it is.
I was trying to keep up. She was gone, man. That's one of those kind of videos that tells you somebody who's got a lot of passion and is over it. Absolutely over it. There was a comment here and it says, Barry, how do you change people to join the right? It's the wrong question. Let me tell you why that's the wrong question. Because that question is going to get you terminated right off the bat. Your objective right now isn't what Jenna Ellis and Tommy Lauren and a lot of people on Fox is. It's not to convince people to become on the right. It's not to convince people to become conservative. That's where the failure is. That's why these people don't understand. They can't even comprehend where the fight is. The fight is forget left and right. It's right now, how do I improve your life? Hey, listen, let's say I was in a barbershop right now. I don't go very often because I don't have that much hair. But if I was in a barbershop and I heard a bunch of people talking about Kamala and Trump, I would, look and find my opening, and I would just say to them, hey, can I ask you a question? Forget Trump, forget Kamala. Yeah, not really interested in politicians. I don't really care. What I'd like to ask you is, was your life better 4 years ago than it is now? I mean, I remember I got on my cell phone. I paid $1.89 for gas, basically a couple weeks before Trump left office. Would you rather be paying $1.89 for gas? Don't worry about who the politician is. I'm not asking you to become a Republican. I'm asking you to be a you. As a you, do you want to pay less for gas? Yeah, damn, you doggone right, bro. I want to pay. How's your groceries? And I would just go through those things. Then I'd hit, hey, what do you think about all these people coming across the border? Oh, yeah. So you'd like all that to change? Yeah. Because the easiest thing in a sales technique is getting people to agree with you. Oh, so you like this car? Yeah. And you like these seats? Yeah, looks pretty good, yeah. And you like this paint job? Yeah, okay. So if I can get you in this car, would you be interested? Yeah. The alliteration of getting people to agree with you is a long-standing technique. So, but you don't even have to convince people that. They're going to start laughing at you. Of course I'd like to pay less than groceries. Well, let me ask you a question. Which of these two people, because there's only two of them, which of these two people are best to get you to that point? Especially since one dude already did it. And then there's your conviction. Right there. I didn't ask you to become a conservative. I didn't ask you to become a GOPer. I didn't ask you to like Trump. I asked you what's better for your life. You understand that difference at this point and why people are messing up and they're asking people to become conservative and vote Republican and all this stuff. And when I look at these tweets and the crap that they're saying and everything else, talking about how to get someone elected, that's not it. That's the wrong question to be asking people who are at the bottom of the friggin' barrel. The easiest fruit to pick are the fruit that's low-hanging. Right now, blacks and Hispanic are low-hanging fruit, and too many politicians are asking the wrong questions. They don't give a crap if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Hey, man, how are you going to fix my life? The guy who's basically riding down the street on the back of a garbage truck, how are you going to fix his life? He's got a vote. His vote is no less strong than yours. What's he want to know? That's what people have to do. That's what I'm encouraging as many people to do because they are receptive. Unless you're going at the wrong... Again, my analogy with asking the girl to dance. Oh, she's standing in the corner. Hey, would you like to dance? You look very pretty tonight. Would you like to have a dance? Which one of these approaches do you think would work better with a woman? Hi, you look pretty tonight, and I see you like the music. Would you like to dance? Hey, I see you look pretty tonight. Can I go home and get you in bed? Which one would be more apt to be successful? And I've got too many Republicans out here asking the woman / man, whatever, to get in bed. And I'm like, I don't even know you. I have no idea who you are. And you're just saying, hey man, let's go jump. Just jump in a sack. No. Hey, you like this music? Because if she nods, then I know what kind of music she likes. Hey, you look pretty. Hey, where'd you get that dress? Let people talk about themselves. Hey, would you like to dance? And now I have my opening. I am tired of people trying to convince people to be a certain political party. When you heard the common denominating theme with all these people, and I have more, none of them are talking about Republican Party. They're upset with how the Democrats have been treating them. Cheating too. Good Freudian slip. They're upset of how the Democrats just automatically assume they're going to be in bed with them. They don't need any courtship. They ain't spending any money, not taking them to dinner, just like vote for me. That's it. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you got to do. Even Megan The Stallion is telling you, just do it. But you haven't told me anything yet. You haven't showed me how my life is going to be better. You haven't one time said, how am I going to get off the bottom of this list? No, you're just instead saying you want to learn more about being a Republican? No, that's not what people want to hear. So let me take a few comments because, exactly, MAGA isn't Republican, and that's why a lot of Republicans are having a problem with it. They don't understand what Trump is doing is creating a whole different ideology. He's a people person. I am a people person. You're probably a people person. You want the country to prosper. You could give a crap about which political party is doing it. We already know they're not going to do it because they're telling us they're not going to do it. So the other option is to be that person who tells people, hey, we're going to make your life better, not the party better. If you go to the gas station and you have to put liquid in it, diesel is what brings brings your food to the grocery store. It is also an oil product. If diesel goes down, food costs go down. Very simple. How many people know that? You know, in the medical field, it doesn't matter what color you are. I've cried with every family member that passed. Absolutely. Megan The Stallion is at a tranny horse. Oh boy. There's a video. Everyone is welcome who wants to make. There's a video out. I'm going to have to bring it down and do it in another video. There's a guy, and it's amazing. I absolutely loved it. He's got 2 t-shirts on. He's got a Harris shirt on, and underneath it, he's got a Trump shirt. He walked into the Trump, actually, it was the other way around. He had a Trump shirt on, and he walked into a Harris rally, and the people went ballistic like he was a zombie. Oh, get out of here, get out of here. I'm like, whoa, dude, people got physical with him. And then he flipped it around, put his Harris shirt on, and walked into the Trump rally. Guess what people at the Trump rally did? You like Kamala Harris. Okay, that's all right. You're okay, bro. Come on, let's talk about this. And I was like, that's what people need to understand. The other side is basically looking at you like you're Linda Blair with your head spinning around, whereas MAGA people are like, come on in, man. Because I hope by the time you leave here, you'll understand what we're all about. Very simple. Yeah, you saw that, ballistic. They went absolutely nuts. Trump already has MAGA. Now talk to the independents. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Lori, you saw that video. It was astounding, absolutely astounding. Strawberry sauce. So some of you guys have seen this. It's a pretty cool video. Just to see that it's just blonde-haired white guy, and he just goes to both camps, and the difference is stunning. These people are friggin' nuts who are Democrats. I mean, absolutely, but we know that. They're absolutely nuts. So let me continue here with more about how people are actually feeling right now. And you're getting the theme of what I'm talking to. Nobody's talking to these people.
Hey.
Yeah?
I heard somebody call you racist online.
I love being called racist for not supporting Kamala. I mean, I am also the one that is 100% black, married to a black man, raising and birthed black children. So follow me for more racist conservative content. And this right there. See that?
Kamala Harris is not an encouragement to my 2 black daughters. Kamala Harris is an embarrassment to the black community. Because 1, she's not black. 2, how come yesterday in her Atlanta rally, she had to show a rapper who talks about sex, who shakes ass all over the place?
It was sick. Absolutely sick.
Why did you have that there, Kamala? Why couldn't you just have black, intelligent women I may disagree with politically, but just have them there to speak, to show black girls they don't have to shake their ass and sleep with somebody to get to the top?
Bingo. What he just said. You didn't just talk to people. These people are begging for people to just talk to them. That is such a huge statement. That's where the opportunity is. Just speak to people.
Oh, that's right, because you shook your ass and slept with men to get to the top. That's what you did, Kamala Harris. So of course your campaign gonna be women like that. You're no encouragement to black girls. You're not an encouragement.
I keep seeing the Megan Thee Stallion TikToks from that concert, and I am still scratching my head. Are we living in the Twilight Zone or what? Having Megan Thee Stallion twerk is not going to fix our economy, and it's not going to stop illegal immigrants from flooding this country. But now Kamala is promising to fix the border that she has never even visited. She's in the White House right now. So if she wanted to do something about
When you see these cuts, it's because some of these people swear too much.
the border, she could. She's in a position to do so. I don't know if y'all are taking suggestions, but I have one. Why don't y'all go down to the border, put a concert on down there, maybe then you can raise enough money to finish rebuilding the wall. This is literally the worst border crisis in American history. Last thing I want to say is this. Please do not allow yourself to be influenced by gender, skin color, party, or ideology. Pick the candidate that you believe will move you forward and put your country back on track. Because
that's the answer. That is the answer. Doesn't matter which candidate, it's who is going to make my life and people's other lives, people in the country better. It is the most sane approach to talk to people. You see, I'm a Trump supporter, but I wouldn't be a Trump supporter if I didn't think my life would improve or didn't improve when he was president before. So everything else, I just look through the crap and I'm like, Kamala's not saying anything. It's very easy when you look back and go, what are you talking about, Kamala? What's your platform? What's your policy? What are you going to do? And then when she ever touches on things and people are clapping and I'm thinking, well, she didn't say anything. How is your life going to be better? Would you like your life to be better? Are you happy being in the bottom of the barrel? That's what I think people need to find out. How many people are okay being government cheese eaters?
from my vantage point, it is a complete and utter shit show.
Why they got Megan Thee Stallion and the potential president-elect rallying at an event in Atlanta, Georgia? See, they keep running the same old play, y'all. They suck your energy dry, lower your frequency and vibration, and then pull the rug up from under you. And then when you land on your ass, they wondering how you got there. You asking for help, they like, oh, no, I can't help you. They keep doing the same old thing. Y'all got all of these washed up people coming to this event trying to gauge votes and attention from people when really y'all need to be connecting with the people and not trying to use celebrities as a way to gauge people for votes.
So if the people themselves are saying this, if the people themselves who you've heard tonight are saying, hey man, I'd like someone to reach out to me. And they're trying to tell people, that they know, stop listening to the bread and circuses. Stop listening to that stuff. Understand that you can change your life if you find someone who's going to give you the opportunity to change your life. And so that's specifically how you can approach other people.
The game is getting tired and old. Then y'all trying to blame Trump for the migrant issue when you've been in office for 4 years and you could have done something about it, but you haven't done anything. Even the people that you working around been trying to get you to do something and you haven't done nothing. You even said out your mouth you ain't done nothing. So now all of a sudden if you become the president, you gonna change it? No, I doubt it, because you had 4 years to try to work on change and you didn't. So at this point, y'all need to stop coming with the tired game. Y'all keep problem, action, solution. Y'all create problems and then y'all come up with solutions when y'all are the problem. Ha!
Oh, it's fire. It's the arsonist starting the fire and then showing up to try and put it out. And it's amazing to me when I see this stuff, and I see so much of it, and people send me stuff, and then they'll send me people, the paid propaganda that the other people are putting out, the Harry Sissons of the world, and I'm like, you can see it's astroturf. It's designed to they're not talking from their heart. You can tell that they're basically reading a script or being paid to do something because they can't engage in a certain way. Black people, and I gotta believe Hispanic people on the whole, are tired of it. They're over it. Done. Enough is enough. It's the same old game. She's absolutely right. Vegan Cat, what's going on? They know it's over. Yeah. Red pill is working. Got to keep doing. That's pretty much going to be my impetus moving forward. Is red pilling people, trying to get more people in here. Even if some people don't like Trump, you like your life, don't you? You're interested in proving where you are. You're interested in improving your family's life, aren't you? And you can't take this any other way than to look at this chart and go, yeah, you've been screwed. You have been screwed. And you know what the worst part about that is? When you look at that and say you're at the very bottom, African Americans and Hispanics, a lot of people are like, that's where you're supposed to be. I'm serious. There are a lot of people, especially in the Democrat Party, that's what you're supposed to be. That's the location. That's your hierarchy. Deal with it. Because now we've moved down to these people here, these newcomers. And now we're going to deal with these people here, the transformers. Y'all just go ahead and vote. Here's Megan Thee Stallion. She's going to dance a little bit. She's going to shake her butt. She's going to wear, scantily clad stuff. We're going to bring Taylor Swift in for some of the white people. But that's it. She didn't get up there afterwards. She got up there and she talked Georgian. She tried to talk like she was from the South. And all she did was try to attack Trump. You got a whole arena of people here, the ones who stayed after Megan Thee Stallion left the stage. And you're telling me with this arena here, you couldn't say, my idea is to make sure you pay less tax. Oops, I can't do that because actually I want to raise taxes. So I can't say that. My idea is I want to make gas prices cheaper by basically making us energy independent. Oops, can't say that because I want this Green New Deal stuff that's really going to screw you over. My idea is to close the border and make sure no other people can come in here legally. Oops, nope, that's not what I want to do either. Wow, I can't say that. My idea is I don't want to have transformers talking to your kids in grade school. Nope, Donald Trump sucks. That's it. That's all they got, man. That's all they got. State-controlled media, absolutely. I can understand why people hate, they don't get to know them. Yeah, we need to do that. We are the ones who actually have to talk to people because they're going to get turned off by some other people. Leon, thank you very much. I thought about this and I'm like, are people ready for this? Are people going to be okay with this? And so let me get to the next part of this. And this is what really caused me to go here tonight. And I don't know how many of you guys have seen this, but it's quite amazing. This is what happened. There's a guy on Twitter, and he's building a quick following. And you guys remember what happened with the white dudes for Harris. You saw that, right? The white dudes for Harris. If you haven't, let me show you something about the white dudes for Harris. I mentioned it the other night, and I said, you know what? I gotta talk about this because if I don't talk about this, people might think I made it up. Y'all gotta hear this, okay? Ready?
And that happens at the same time as the myths around America that we grew up with, that we as men are expected to be protectors and providers, are going out into economy that...
Okay, I told you. This dude and a couple of the people in White Dudes for Harris were talking about, hey man, you're telling me I need to provide and be a protector of my family, or well, he's probably got no family, That's probably why he's got no family. But they're trying to let people know now that's not what it's like. That's not what we're supposed to do anymore. Take care of women and kids. No.
Doesn't really allow for that, especially for working class folks. And sort of like compounding on that, masculinity as a trope has been co-opted by the MAGA right into some.
So being a masculine man is now been a trope for people on the right. So understand what this is. Democrats. This dude's for Harris. You got to think about this for a second, especially when you're talking about black and Hispanic men. I'm not going to do too much of a stereotype, but you got this dude, and he's out there saying, providing and protecting women and kids, that's not something you want to do. Now, I understand there's a lot of guys that don't pay child support, so they may have went, that sounds good. But then he starts going, being masculine. Oh, that's those people on the right. We're not masculine. Ooh, we're not masculine. And at that point, the blacks and Hispanic guys went, what you talking about, Willis? wait, you had me about not paying stuff, but now you're talking about I need to like tweak my nipples and not be a masculine guy? Is that what you're really telling me? Oh, yeah, that's what he's telling you. That's for the right. That's not for dudes for Harris. Kamala Harris isn't for dudes that want to be masculine. We're here to tell you you don't have to be masculine. You can sit back and play with your nipples and getting all up in your feelings. The dude said that. And then watch where he takes the conversation. Because imagine a bunch of black guys and Hispanic people hearing this pitch.
Something that feeds into and exacerbates the loneliness epidemic, as well as the mental health crisis that many face that end up leading to really destructive behaviors. We aren't the only ones that are hurt by these things. Black and brown people, LGBTQIA plus people, especially trans, women, and indigenous people.
Okay, there you go, okay? Black men and Hispanic men, that's your boy right there. That's where they're going, okay? Just so you know, I understand you're Sir Hump a lot and you're big bad man. That's what Kamala Harris is hoping for. She's hoping that you guys understand that you may need some mental help, and you may understand your LGBTQI, SSIPPI brothers, and you're also your Transformers. That's what's more. If we can't beat this message, we deserve to lose. If you can't overcome that message, then forget it. It's over. So the women and men watching this video, if that's what your competition is, okay, bro, we got something to talk about. You don't want me to be masculine. Your ideology is you want to cater to people who are on the edge and they're about to be depressed because they don't want to have to take care of their family. And we need to make sure that our LGBTQISSIPPI people and our Transformers are all together. If you believe that, you already lost. If you buy into that, you are already done, and we are done as a country. And this is what Kamala Harris amplified for the last couple days. She let everybody know this was fantastic. White dudes for Harris. And you had some actors and you had some other people on there, and this is what they promoted. You can't beat that? Listen to this.
And all sorts of other folks in our society who've been historically and often still today are marginalized and being hurt, demonized, and marginalized even further. So you win the award for best hat of the evening. I also have one.
Pay attention. I hope you can hear this.
Haven't been wearing it because I have the sweet man bun, and I wanted to make sure everyone could see my extremely sweet man bun.
I want to make sure that everyone can see my extremely sweet man bun. That dude just said that. That's your competition. That's who Kamala Harris is promoting. That's the lifestyle that she is saying men should be like. White dudes for Harris. It was fantastic. We had all these people here. They were doing great. We raised all this money. And that was one of the particular guys who was on CNN talking about all the different things and why it was such a great thing. And I had my exquisite man bun. Now, if you wear a man bun, I ain't got a problem with it. But if you're wearing a man bun and you're thinking at this point that it's masculinity isn't something to be virtuous, then that says everything about you. So, my friends who are sitting here tonight, I can guarantee you that the overwhelming majority of black and Hispanic men want nothing to do with that shit. Despite what they tell you on television, despite if they show you RuPaul, despite if they show you Billy Porter dancing at the White House, the overwhelming majority of black men that you will speak to, an overwhelming majority of Hispanic men that you will speak to, want nothing to do with that. You have an opportunity. You have a talking point. Well, Barry, how can you be sure? Well, I'm a black man, so, I have different color melanin, but I can tell you, I ain't hanging out with that dude. And there ain't many people I know who want to hang out with that dude. Maybe my sister. But Hispanic men and black men, nah. And there ain't probably too many women that want to hang out with the dude because, like, damn, dude, you just told me I can't protect you and I can't take care of you. That's who she's pushing. If we can't beat that, as Americans, fold up shop, throw the guns away, doesn't really matter. If they're going to beat you on social media by talking to people and letting them know that his exquisite hair bun is more important than you being a man, we're done. But luckily, we're not. We're not. So, in case you guys don't know, there's a guy on Twitter. His name is Dom Lucre. That's what I'm gonna say. So after that debacle of a phone call, Zoom call that Harris put together, he put together something and said, how about blacks against Kamala? Can we get people on? So he created a Zoom call. He said blacks against Harris Zoom call was successful with over 72,000 attendees on a live call. 72,000. What's most important is that, where is it here? Do I have it? It's further down. Let me find it. Well, I thought I had it sitting here, but I guess I don't. What's most important is that call with 72,000 people has now been seen by over let me get to it, guys. I'm scrolling to it so you guys can see it here. And where is it? Boom, right there. You see that? There's the call. There's that piece of it. 2.5 million people have tuned in. 2.5 million. More than what she had on White Dudes for Harris. But you know what? You didn't hear about it on CNN. You didn't hear about it on MSNBC. You didn't even hear about it on Fox. Not at all. Didn't hear about it. Why? Ask yourself why. Why would they not want to show a Zoom call with 72,000 concurrent viewers? I've had more than 72,000 concurrent viewers, but it's very hard to get there. He had 72,000 concurrent viewers, and now it's up to 2.1 million people have viewed the video in total. So what's that tell you? Well, it tells me there's a lot of people looking for answers. There's a lot of people who are out there saying, I ain't in this crap. Let me do something about it. So I want to show you this video. Let's talk about it.
The onslaught, the things that we've seen over the past couple of weeks. I mean, it's insane. It's a very well-oiled machine, right? What we do have in our favor is that people do not trust any of this stuff anymore. At this point in the game, people know that they're being propagandized. So I think that a lot of people on this Zoom have the opportunity to reach out to people directly that are either done with the propaganda and also, by the way, are never going to follow any of, these Trump people, right? Are never really going to listen to anything that they're saying.
Prior to the 1960 civil rights movement, which was shifted. So JFK Jr. actually had a civil rights proposition.
I was muted. So let me go back here. I don't know how far back I need to go. All right. So let me go back. It was from back then. All right. So we're going to do this all over again. All right. Because bear with me. I was friggin' muted. I keep doing that sometimes. Sorry. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about this again. So what I said, my God, I need a moderator or somebody to tell me that when it happens. But here's what I said. I said, here's how they manipulate things. And this is when Shirley earlier said she didn't understand how people, can get caught up in the numbers and say that, Kamala's ahead. This poll was taken by Newsweek. Newsweek's a shit newspaper or website, but still, I want you to see something. I want you to see how it gets manipulated. On June 27th, they went ahead and they put this poll up. This poll says that Donald Trump wins 30% of the black vote in a shocking poll. Shocking. June 27th. Their new poll says, and I quote, Donald Trump receives crushing polls from black voters. July 29th, a couple days ago. He's getting crushed. Until you get down here and you start looking at the numbers and you find out what they say is that the polls show that more than 67% of the black voters that they surveyed are now voting for Kamala Harris. And what I said earlier, without having my mic on, my fault, is that as far as I know, 67 from 100 leaves 33, meaning he has more black support than he did when they said he was winning. All they did is use the same friggin' numbers, but turned it around to say that Kamala's crushing him because she's got 67%, which we know is fine. But it's not. The problem with that is they need 85 to 90 to win. And so they're not saying that here when he's got crushing polls from black voters. And so I'm going to expedite things and say what I said. And what I said was this part here, that they polled 226 people. 226, that's it. And what I was referring to was Dom Luker in this video talked to 72,000 people concurrently. And I believe, in my math, 72,000 is a lot more than 226. So what are these polls saying when they're saying that Kamala is coming on, she's coming to the top, she looks like she's going to win, the black people are supporting her, when you talk to 226 people? That's it. 226 people. I apologize. It's working now. 226. That was the sample lot in that poll. And I'm going to do a whole show tomorrow on polling, but I just wanted you to see that snippet. This man has 72,000 people on his call concurrently. They polled 226 and then decided to write an entire article how Trump is getting crushed. If you didn't see it, you'd probably be like, I can't, what do you mean? It says it right there. 226 people. That's it. 226. Let me blow it up so you can see it so you think I'm not making this crap up. There it is. When broken down for the polls show that 2/3 of the 226 people that they talked to are now voting for Kamala Harris. As I said, who are these 226 people, since nobody I know, nobody you know are part of that group? How do I know that you talked to even 226 people? How'd you get a hold of them? What'd they do? How'd you find them? Nobody ever says that. Nobody ever asks. I can't see that poll. You can't see that. There's no way of knowing. But then you get this guy, Dom, who's talking, and I can actually see the video. I can see that there are 2.5 million people have seen this video. I can show it to you. 2.5 million right there. So I know that people, 2.5 million is bigger than 226. I know that he had 72,000 concurrent people watching is bigger than 226. Democrat Dads for Kamala had 220,000 views. This one had Blacks Against Harris, 2 million views. And what I was saying earlier that probably didn't get shown was you're not going to see that information on CNN, MSNBC, CBS. You're not even going to see it on Fox. Nobody is telling you the absolute truth. So the picture that they're painting right now, that they want you to believe, that they feel like you need to know, is that our poll is relative and indicative of what black people are thinking. When you've heard just now so many black people talk about this sucks, I don't want to do it. So let's listen to a few more of these, and I won't mute myself.
That was a lot better than what LBJ had presented. He actually altered it after the death of JFK Jr. But prior to the civil rights implementation, we actually had a higher participation rate in the workforce. I think we had higher birth rates, and we also had a higher marriage rate than I think of the white counterparts. And it's crazy when you also look at the people that were destroying our cities. When you think of Black Wall Street, it was a bombing that was ordered by the National Guard, but the governor, James B.A. Robertson, was a Democrat that ordered the bombing up in Oklahoma. So their policies really haven't benefited us all the way back from the past to right now, is just my opinion. I think if we ever endorse anything that's liberal, it leads to our destruction. Hip-hop.
If we endorse anything liberal, it leads to our destruction. There's nothing good. Nothing good.
Itself is pretty liberal. I wouldn't say hip-hop is really conservative. It might have some conservative aspects to it, but for the most part, it pushes out liberal agendas, and that doesn't really serve us well either.
Yeah, I can tell you, we got to stand up and we got to fight. We got to push it back. And this is why you see me on social media. I drag their ass, because I care absolutely nothing about evil. I care nothing.
As for you see me, I'll drag your ass. I'm here to fight. That's what that man said. That's what I was saying earlier. You got to be ready to fight. At this point, don't let them get away with this shit. It's completely bamboozling people, and every single one of the newscasts, every single one of them gets up there and parrots the same crap. Well, in today's poll, looks like Kamala Harris is up by 3.5 points on Trump in a shocking new poll of the 226 people that we spoke to, that you have to believe that we spoke to, that we told you we spoke to. You got no way of knowing. How about you just do what this guy did? How about you say, hey, listen, we're going to poll some people. Can you sign up to this Zoom call and let us know? And when you sign up, you got to tell us where you are, what city, what state, how old you are, so we can get a true representation. And then just watch the people. Look at them. No, that's not how polling works. And if you've noticed, many times when they show things on the news and they try to take a, quote, focus group, they get embarrassed. All right, so how many of you people here would vote for Donald Trump? How many people here would vote for Kamala Harris? Ooh. All right, back to you, John. So you have to understand the polling and what's going on in the black community.
About my professionalism, I have 2 college degrees. I don't give a damn about those degrees. And if you're going to get in the gutter, I'm going to get in the gutter with your ass. So you have got to fight. You can't be nice to demons. You can't be nice to
You can't be nice to demons. Write that down. We are fighting good versus evil. We're fighting against people who say that my exquisite man bun is something that's so important to me. I can't put a hat on because my exquisite man bun is so important. And on top of that, I don't want to have to protect or provide for women and children. I don't want to do that. And we have to make sure that we are comfortable and secure with our LGBTQI, SSIPPI people and the transformers. Yeah. That's not going to work with Hispanic and black men. You can poll as many as you want. You're not going to get a 67% conversion on that. Ain't going to happen.
I have to push back and destroy these people where they stand. And this is what I do on a daily basis. Somebody, oh, you too rough. You too. No, I'm not rough enough. Because if I was, then the evil wouldn't be out there.
And I care.
Okay, so heard what he just said. I am not mean and rough enough because of the evil. And that's a problem I'm having with so many conservatives. Jenna, Ellis, Mike Cernovich, Jack, you don't realize at this point it is a fight for the country. A fight, not a talk, a fight. Forget Republican and Democrat. This is good versus evil. This is people who need to find a better way in life. And we got people sitting back going, oh, Trump shouldn't get down and dirty with them. Okay, so you're leaving it up to us. You're leaving it up to people that are on this call. Black people who are on this call realizing we got to get down and dirty. You know why? They are. They don't have a problem dragging you through the mud. What is this higher than thou BS that too many Republicans like to spout?
About this. So vote for me. And in 10 years, they're the ones that got the pink hair and the blue hair and the weird makeup and et cetera, because
I thought we were the weird ones.
Because this is that's how they've been taught. And the Democrats literally basically brainwashed them into feeling like they support that because they created it.
They trick you into supporting it because they created it. They created that entire mentality, not realizing that most black people and most Hispanic people, along with many white people, don't buy into this crap.
She is disingenuous. She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't like us. I'm just going to say it. She doesn't like us. She is Indian and Jamaican. She is constantly riding on the backs of black people who have helped to build this great nation. And I want the nation saved. I don't care about identity politics. I don't vote race or gender. I vote policies, and hers, she doesn't have any. But if she...
That's the answer, people. When I created this video tonight, didn't plan on the microphone being muted, but what I did plan was to let you know that people are people. Doesn't matter if they're Hispanic, black, Chinese, Asian. People want to live a better life. The Democrats have taken black people for granted and just assumed that they would be able to do whatever they wanted to. And now it's coming full circle, and you're seeing, and you've seen tonight, there is a growing amount of black people. I wish I could find more Hispanic people, but it's happening in the black community.
She did. They'd be disastrous. She's already told you what she would do. She will support illegals, and it will be black votes go on, get to the back of the bus again, because once she has what she wants, the door shuts. No more black church visits, no more Essence Awards. Oh yeah, no more money for HBCUs. This is all a stunt. It's all an act. And people need to wake up. This is about protecting this country. Do you not understand? We don't have another chance if she gets her grimy little hands on the keys to this nation. It's a wrap.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. It's a wrap. You saw a righteously angry woman letting you know it's time to turn your hats around backwards, roll up your sleeves, and get to work. Not tweet stupid stuff like some of these white rhinos and Republicans and conservatives. No, if you're looking to save your country and save the people who live in this country, it is time to get down and dirty. I cannot believe when I keep seeing people saying, "Oh, Trump shouldn't, get mired in this stuff." I'm like, have you never been in a fight? Understand, maybe some of you haven't been in a fight. Understand when you get in a fight, there's no street fight. There's no referees out there. There's no one going, okay, tap, no. You get in a street fight until one of the people fighting submits. That's it. And sometimes you have to go further than that. And I'm tired of people being so elitist and thinking that it's okay just to ignore the culture war and ignore what's going on in the streets and ignore what the black people are feeling and ignore what the Hispanics are feeling. As long as there are people in this country who are at the bottom of the ladder and have been at the bottom of the ladder for a long, long time, as long as there's people there, you got work to do. I got work to do. That's why I've taken it upon myself to basically run with this channel and say, I just need to get the word out there. Let people know I'm not looking to proselytize to Republicans. I'm looking to talk to Americans who want a better life. And I believe this man can actually deliver that better life to you. I'm pretty sure because this is the first time we've had an election where you've had a prior president running against an existing president. And you can just clearly look at the two. And you just, okay, what am I paying for gas then? What am I paying for gas now? What was I paying for groceries then? What am I paying for groceries now? And you can just go down the list. And somehow the media and the Republicans are trying to, not Republicans, media and the Democrats are trying to convince you that things are fine. I mean, I was watching one thing on CNN where they jumped all over the Republican because he said the economy was in the tank. Oh, no, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with the economy. They will look at you in the eye and lie to you. That's the first indication that you know you can't believe any of the numbers. If every day you turn on that television and you can be completely sure within about 30 seconds that Joy Reid or Rachel Maddow or Jim Acosta or anybody is going to look at you in the camera, Joe Scarborough, and lie to you, what the hell are you putting any credence in a poll for? What are you worried about? Don't look at the polls. I'm going to show you tomorrow even more why you shouldn't look at the polls. These people get paid to do polls. Paid to do polls. So understand if somebody's getting paid to do a job, that means they're a mercenary. That means that they are basically receiving money from somebody to put out there what they need to put out. You ever notice when they talk about polls from the candidates, they say the internal polls show this or that? You've heard Trump at rallies go, hey, the polls are showing that I'm, way up. There's a difference between internal polling and public polling. Why would that be? That would be the question that you just need to ponder tonight. Why is there a different polling data between the people who are running and the press and everybody else who shows a poll? Why isn't it the same numbers? Why are they purposely given different numbers? Joe Biden would still be the candidate if the polls showed that he was going to win. The internal polls showed he was going to get butt whooped. And the internal polls are probably showing them the same thing for Kamala. They just can't play the game yet. Just keep doing this. If we can get enough people influenced to basically do what we want, we could probably win. And I'm telling you to get out there and talk to people. I hope you do that. I hope you can try and do that. SV, oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Barry, for the, where'd that go? Thank you, Barry, for the truth. Yeah, I'm just trying, the truth is out there. When you start looking at things like that, and I like to put the provocative questions out there, like I just did. Why are there two different polls? Why is there internal polling data and then public polling data? And those are the kind of questions that you sit back and go, yeah, why aren't we seeing the real numbers? Because they can't show it to you because it's got 4 or 5 months left to the election, and they need to be able to do certain things so that they can keep getting paid to do more polls. Christians ate the bottom of your chart. Oh, what was that? Was that you couldn't see the whole chart? You can't see this whole. Hold on a second. Why can't you see this whole chart? If I've been showing, I can see it on my thing. You guys can't see this? I'm not sure if that's what you meant, but you can't see that whole chart right there? Well, what it says is black people are on the bottom of the boat. Very bottom, very bottom. So let me continue with 3,500, 4,100. Everyone and friends, get out and vote. And beyond get out and vote, talk to people. This is one of those elections where you're going to have to get on a stump. You're going to have to, like I said, if you're fighting for your veritable life, if you're thinking that if there was a fire in your house, you wouldn't be sitting back and waiting. You would be calling people and screaming for help. If somebody was kicking in your door, you would be calling 911. You would be calling for help. Right now, I'm asking everybody to help. I love what Dom did. He's like, you know what? I'm just a guy. Not much I can do. But you know what I could do? I could probably hold a Zoom call and let me see if anybody shows up. And he got 72,000 people the first time. Concurrent. Unbelievable. Let's see, we're all gonna need a vacation when this election is over. Yep, you should. You know why? Because you need a vacation when you worked. And so get to work, everybody. Thank you, everybody. It's good to talk this out before we go on our trails. Absolutely. Mute solution. Is there a technology that it's funny. Is there a technology you can install? Oh, it's right there. There's a lever that obviously shows when your microphone is live. My thing is I get so passionate and involved in things, I don't look over enough. I should every once in a while just glance over and make sure everything's okay. But it's my zeal, it's my enthusiasm. I just start talking and realize you just hit the button because you had to burp or something, and you didn't want anybody to hear it, but you forgot to hit the button, even though the light's showing. You're going, hey man, you got no levels. It's me. Or I can look at a comment and see, hey, listen, what's going on? And my fault, man. It's just me. I wish I had somebody else here with me. I'm Latino. I became a citizen on June 20th. Great for you. My first vote will be cast for America's President, Donald J. Trump. Awesome. I got to do this. Got to give you that. Congratulations. I hope everybody in your family is very happy for you. Yeah, I got to look at... Go ahead. I deserve this spanking. You got to look at things better, Barry. Yeah, my fault. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'll just endeavor to do better. My bad. Tunnel vision. It's okay, Barry. Barry, you ever gonna go to have callers calling in? I can't even see my levels, and you want me to take calls. When I started this, I didn't know. Okay, look, before I close, I didn't know where this was going to go. I didn't know I was going to end up having close to 250,000 subscribers in literally under 3.5 months. I didn't know. And so I just started off just being some dude talking on a microphone. And then I started editing more. And then I started doing live streams. And I'm like, it's gotten to the point where it's actually become an operation that I'm going to have to bring in a producer. I'm going to have to bring in somebody who can do that. Because basically, my phone's right here. I can imagine having a producer. It doesn't even have to be here. And they text me and go, hey, dude, your mic's off. And I could just keep my phone right there, and it could blink or come on, and I would know. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to expand beyond the single solopreneur here, just doing things myself. I'm going to have to hire a producer who can work with me, get guests, get different things, and that's the answer. It's not the equipment's ready. I just need to bring in somebody who can help me, and I'll get it done. Common sense should be the next barometer for picking the next POTUS. It should be. If you vote your best interest, if you get people to vote your best interest, it's an easy choice. But you can see what's going on the Democrat side. They're trying to do everything they possibly can so you don't think of your own best interest. It's cynical. It's absolutely cynical. Wow, retired living in Thailand. I wake up every day to watch you. Love your show. Thank you, thank you, Billy. Thank you very much. Marcus, you want to be a producer, Marcus? Huh? Hey Jay, you're all right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put up a sheet or something for someone who, a link where people can sign up, and if they want to help out. I got some really good guys who are doing the moderation, but I think the producer would have to be a paid position, so I know they're there all the time. They're talking about impeaching Harris. What I read on the YouTube type of seats. What? Oh, something did come out. Got to tell you this. Got to tell you this in closing. So, everybody thought today that Shapiro was going to be the vice president. And he had to cancel a couple meetings because she's got a rally in Philadelphia this weekend or something. And they thought it would be a great time to announce her vice president. And because he canceled a couple of his events, everyone said, oh, it's going to be Shapiro. Shapiro's going to be the guy. Until this sexual harassment thing came out against him. Oh my God, he got nuked. Somebody got a hold of something, and he has now withdrawn his name from contention for being a vice president. Absolute crap show going on with the Democrats. Absolute. So now she's going to have to pick somebody else. She's probably going to pick this nut job out of Minnesota, but if she can't get Shapiro, if Shapiro's not going to be the vice president, she may have to acquiesce Pennsylvania. She was going to pick Shapiro because he could have helped deliver Pennsylvania to her. Now, if she can't pick Shapiro and she goes with the idiot from Minnesota or Buttigieg or who knows? Who knows at this point what they're going to do? But it seems like every time they start to do something, something else happens. They get blowed up. Things just go crazy, but it's crazy. Yeah, he got done. Hey Tommy, I will email you. I got your email, I think, on hand here. I have production experience with live sound. It's not just the sound; it's a couple other things, but yeah. All right, guys. Must be love your content, Barry. Very much. Keep President Trump in our prayers. We will do so. I apologize sincerely for the mute thing. I get so wrapped up. You know what? Just think of it this way. I mean what I say. I'm passionate about what I say, and I get worked up. I really enjoy talking to people. As you can tell, you couldn't talk for 2 hours if you didn't enjoy it. And I do a lot of research to put these shows together so I can bring them to you. And sometimes I make mistakes. Yeah, I'm human. But you know what? I endeavor to get better. So I just told you guys I'm going to bring somebody on to help with me producing this stuff. Because I have to. I have to at this point. It's getting too big. And I don't want to alienate people with mistakes. I'm a person who looks at mistakes and says, got to fix it. Can't just keep it. All right, talk to you tomorrow. We're going to do the big poll.